Hey everyone, it's me, Elna from twinsmommy.com. And for today, I wanted to talk about Pinterest trends, specifically the Pinterest Predicts 2026 report and how you can use that to grow your blog traffic. Now, summer is fast approaching, and so your Pinterest strategy is going to look a little bit different. And I know it will for me because, well, my twins won't be in school. And that means I can't be on my laptop, around 6 hours a day. Whenever they're at school, I'm pretty much on my laptop, running my home, doing all those things. And in the summer, I'll definitely blog in the mornings, but my days will be full. So I want to capitalize on Pinterest trends right now for that boost of summer blog traffic in the future. Now, every year, Pinterest puts out their Pinterest Predicts report. And, for the most part, you can look at it for inspiration of what's to come. And it doesn't mean that it is what will happen on Pinterest. I also feel that Pinterest is trying to direct their audience to use these trends or to write about these trends or share these trends. So that's why every now and then I'll use it for a quick strategy. Now, if Pinterest wants us to talk about it, well, then it's going to give an artificial boost to those topics on Pinterest because they want to grow that trend, right? There might be some other reasons why they're pushing those trends, or if it really true is authentic and they do see the growth in whatever they're looking at to find these trends. I just sometimes feel like they're just directing us. Now is the time for gummies and everything gummy related kind of thing. And no, if you already are thinking about, well, I can't use Pinterest trends because it doesn't fit my blog topic or my niche, I have a little bit of a tip for you at the end of this video. So just hang around, enjoy this little video. So let's look at quickly the Pinterest Predicts. I'll put this in the notes of the video too. Here are the trends. So we have something like this gummy trend. So it's bright and colorful, and they give you some ideas like agar sugar, jelly blush, candy aesthetic. All right, so those are some things that they see happening with Gen Z and millennials, this ASMR type of content. There's this Glamourati, so the chunky, this is more fashion stuff. So chunky belt, gold cuff, 80s luxury, things like that. Poet core, so certain outfits and look and aesthetic. Looks like very neutral, very minimalized kind of content. Neo decor, so it's a design trend that you can incorporate into your content. So brass or leather aesthetic, those things, red marble, something like that. Pendant lights you can write about. And, I'm not going to go through all of this, but you can see all the different types of trends. They're a little bit out there, niche perfume collection. That's interesting. So a lot of scents here, heirloom jewelry, more fashion. So you can see it's very visual. Here's a circus nursery. So if you're a parent blogger, maybe you can write about this circus nursery trend and how to incorporate that into your nursery, right? So there's little things like this where you can look and see, more fashion here. This is more like creative crafting. This is kind of cute. So you can add some stuff like that. Again, more fashion and aesthetic here. Same here, blue seems to be a popular color, so you can capitalize on that color in your pin design, perhaps in your font color. And it just goes on and on. There's so many here that you can just spend a good 20 minutes just really looking at everything to see if you can write about it. Take notes on these trends here, what they're searching for, and you can be like, you know what, I can create a recipe on cabbage Alfredo. Why not? Right? And that will be your next blog post kind of thing to capitalize on this. So you can see there's a lot here that you can look at. So let's look at how we can use those Pinterest predictions for massive traffic. First, you want to start creating content before those trends peak. Now, we might be a little bit behind because, this was put out in December of 2025. So, content creators and bloggers have had this trend report for almost 6 months kind of thing. So they are pushing this stuff, but I feel like a lot of this fashion stuff could be for the summer too. You might want to see if some of it's more broody and moody and sweater wear and stuff well, then you're going to wait till the fall kind of thing. I know for me, it's hard for me to write before the trend. I know there's a lot of bloggers out there that will write Christmas content in July. I can't do that. I don't know. It just doesn't feel right to me. I don't want to flood Pinterest with Christmas stuff and I'm in July in my shorts sweating, and that's not what I want to look at. So I don't want to contribute to that, but I will, write Christmas content like, I don't know, in October or something. That's what I mean with these kind of trends here. It's a little bit harder, but you can look and see, like, for the neo decor stuff, you can create content like the living room ideas or kitchen design, bedroom inspiration, home office decor. Like, how can you incorporate that type of high fashion into your regular content? You can do something like that. And if you create this content, then you're going to create it before everyone else. And then hopefully that will give you that initial traffic. You want to build topic clusters around one trend. So if that first blog post that you put out seems to be like on a positive trajectory, like you see it growing, you're like, okay. Then you could bolster that pin with similar content to create a cluster. So Pinterest itself highlights multiple elements within that neo decor trend. So they also talk about like brass decor, geometric wallpaper, chrome home decor, art deco, arch design ideas, things like that, that if you can incorporate into your content, do so. So one Pinterest trend can become 20 to 50 blog post ideas, but I would make sure to cross-reference these ideas with Pinterest trends you see right now to see if it fits. Like, also, I wouldn't build your entire strategy around 50 clusters talking about the neo decor when maybe that doesn't even take off. So you have to really look at your analytics, look at your pins, look at your traffic on a daily to see if this is something. Maybe you can get away with 3 blog posts in this trend and then move on, kind of thing. Just realize that. But you can go to Pinterest. I think one of them was a pendant. I spelled that wrong, pendant light. But you can also go to trends and search that. So if I just pick one of these things and do pendant, you can see down here all these trends that are on an upward. So pendant light is on an upward trend. Here is necklace, also lights. Pendant lighting is on a downward. So you don't want to use that word, kind of thing. So if I type or click on pendant light, you can sort of see how they are predicting that it will grow in the summer here. And you can see the related topics here. Kitchen outside is going to be huge in the summer, right? So how can you incorporate this neo decor outside? The whimsical backyard is always fun. Every year they have something like that. It's flooded with AI generated content because it's whimsical. So if you want to try that, you can. But you can see that maybe there's some ways you can incorporate that type of design in other topics that are similar here. Right. So they're saying that the pendant light has outside ideas. So you can use that and then tie in the neo decor stuff. All right, you want to create multiple pin angles for the same post. So Pinterest users search differently and you can create different pin angles to capture a larger audience. So for example, if you created a post of 25 neo decor living room ideas, you could then create pins with the words, glam living room ideas, 25 glam living room ideas, 25 art deco living room ideas, 25 modern luxury living rooms. So you can name it differently and highlight different parts of your post. Now, if you don't talk about brass decor in your post, you're not going to have that as a pin topic or pin design to talk about brass decor. Pinterest understands those visual relationships between those topics, and this gives one post multiple chances to gain traction because it's opening your audience to a new audience, new eyes, kind of thing. Now, I do go more into this into my Pinterest Secrets ebook. If you don't already know, I do have an ebook for you guys. It is the 15 Genius Pinterest Secrets. It is updated for 2026, as you can see here. So make sure to check this out. I've updated it. It talks about these relationships. It really helps you with your marketing strategy. This works for bloggers who already have a strategy and it's not really working. You can use these little secrets, these tips, and adopt them in your strategy. Okay. Number 4, you want to use Pinterest predicts to plan that seasonal content. Now, in my last video, I shared that I want to write more seasonal content on my evergreen blog, which is my SEO one still. For your blog, take the time to plan out your seasonal content from, let's say, summer to winter, right? So you can look at 5 trends, you can get 10 content ideas for each trend, and then 5 designs per article, kind of thing. That's 250 pins from only a handful of trends. But I did preface this earlier that you just need to be careful not to put all your eggs into this basket and then devote your entire strategy for months and months on seasonal content that's trend worthy, right? You can write seasonal content without those trends, right? Like every fall, people want to get crock pot recipes or soup recipes, right? It's not a trend. It's something that always happens. In Valentine's Day, people want Valentine Day treats. It's not a trend. It's seasonal. That is fine. You can create your entire blog strategy around seasonal content, but don't solely do it with the trends report that Pinterest gives you. And then for the last thing, what if the Pinterest trend, isn't in your niche? Now, if you opened up Pinterest Predicts and saw trends like the neo decor, the Rococo revival, and some fashion trend, and you immediately thought, well, I don't have a home decor blog. You don't need to write directly about that trend. You can ask yourself, how does it connect to my audience? How can I incorporate it into my content? So I just give you some examples. If you're a food blogger, you can do like neo decor dinner party ideas, or Art Deco cocktail recipes, right? Glamorous table settings. These are things that you can incorporate, and then you're widening up your blog. Instead of all recipes, you can include now party ideas and table setting ideas. If you're a mom blogger, you can do decor for the nursery, budget friendly, family friendly, things like that. DIY, you can DIY all of this stuff. Fashion too, you can incorporate those words into your fashion, to your jewelry trends. And personal finance, how to decorate your home on a budget using these design trends and mention the neo decor, affordable neo decor finds. If you're a lifestyle blogger, the biggest home decor trends, how to add neo decor style to your apartment, things like that, where you can just dabble in those terms and then apply it to your niche. It might be harder for some, for example, I do on my blog, that's SEO, it's freelance writing. I really don't have anything except maybe that poet core. I really wanted to lean into authors and writing. There was some a little decor for writing. Here's the poet. I mean, I could try to write about this, but again, Pinterest isn't my marketing strategy for that blog. Pen Pals, again, has something to do with writing. Maybe I could if my blog was really on Pinterest and popping off on Pinterest, and I can use these trends. But that blog is SEO, and I've stopped marketing on Pinterest. But that's how I would sort of look at it and say, well, what, I have to stretch my imagination and think, well, what can I do that's similar to writing that I can put on my freelance writing blog that's Pinterest trends oriented? That's how I would do that. But the goal is to use these as inspiration. And I do this with Pinterest all the time. So hopefully that helped you. If you need more Pinterest help, make sure to check out my ebook. Otherwise, you can sign up to my free Pin to Profit guide over at twinsmommy.com. It's right here. Right when you go to twinsmommy.com, you can just put your first name and email and you'll get your Pin to Profit blueprint. Otherwise, let me know if you have any specific questions about Pinterest trends in the comments below, and I'll try and answer them. And make sure to check out the next video, and I will see you in that video. Bye.